walk you through a college student's first semester at the university. Typical college student will normally take 4 classes or so, about 12 credit hours. And here's what that schedule might look like for a student's first semester. So first, we've got nutrition. Then, the geography of the United States and Canada. And then, we've got American history. And our last class is earthquakes and volcanoes. Now, I pose to you the question, with those 4 classes, what might the student's major be? With nutrition, geography, history, and earthquakes and volcanoes, what would the major be? What would be your guess? I want all of you to think about that for a second. This was my first semester here at Weber State, first semester at the university. I had these 4 classes. They were all required, or choices of requirements that I could take. And my major is accounting. I bet you couldn't have guessed that from those 4 classes, would you? The nutrition, earthquakes, volcanoes, geography, and history helped me with my accounting. And I believe that those kinds of classes are completely and utterly unnecessary for me to receive an accounting degree. That they don't serve a purpose in me learning more about accounting and preparing me for the real world to get a career. And if that's the purpose of college, is to prepare us to have a career, then I propose that there needs to be a change to this system. The average cost around the United States for each credit hour is about $325. So that would make an average student with 12 credit hours have about $3,900 per semester they have to pay. Seems like quite a bit. And if with an average student taking 4 semesters of general education requirements like the ones I mentioned earlier, that's about $15,000 that a student is spending on these classes that don't necessarily relate entirely to their degree. So what I propose is that we need degree programs that are specifically tailored to each degree and each field of study, and that we eliminate these general courses. In my mind, that's what high school is for. In high school, we take a bunch of different courses: English, history, math, science, everything. And that's where we learn about all these different general education. So what exactly is the purpose of having these classes repeated? Like the American history class I mentioned earlier is pretty much exactly the same class I took in high school. I didn't learn anything different really than what I learned in my high school class, but it cost me about $300 to take. An opposing claim to this is Walden University claims that these general education classes are very important, that they help us build a base of knowledge, help with communication skills, critical thinking, and prepare us for a career. Now, I don't argue that they help with these things, but I don't believe that they really improve us that much more than what high school prepared us for. Take for example a mechanic. Usually a mechanic would have like a 2-year trade school to learn how to be a mechanic. Do we judge them because they didn't take a nutrition class in college? Does it really matter that they didn't? Because they know how to fix our car, so that should be enough, right? So my proposal is eliminate these general courses completely and tailor each degree program specifically. We can add in these general courses that are needed for each degree. Like my degree of accounting, you would need the math courses that are general education requirements. Those are extremely helpful, and also like computer courses and things like that. But I don't think I need earthquakes and volcanoes or the geography of the United States and Canada to know how to do someone's taxes. And with that, with making this a 3-year degree program, with adding in only the general education requirements that are associated with our degree. I also propose we add in more courses that are specific to our degree, that'll actually prepare us for the workplace, that will help us be better prepared once we graduate, and to be better students that employers are looking to hire straight out of college. Now just visualize with me for a second a world where this happens, where there's a 3-year degree program where you don't have to take general ed courses. Students would save about $8,000. With the $325 average per credit hour, we could eliminate 2 entire semesters, save about $8,000 per student, so we come out of college with less debt, and we'd be more prepared for the workplace. We'd have more classes that are directly related to our field of study, which would prepare us for the workplace, and employers would be more willing to hire recent graduates. Because how many of us have gone to an interview where they want 2 years of experience before they hire you? If we had more experience during our college, we would be better able to be prepared for those jobs. Because studies have shown that after graduation, a college student feels really prepared to enter the real world to get a job. But employers don't think the same thing. Now, yeah, it might happen that we may know less about plate tectonics, or who was the vice president in the year 1803. Things like that we may not necessarily know off the top of our head, which contend we don't anyway. Even though we took those classes, we generally forget that kind of stuff because we don't practice it and it's not in our field of study. But I ask, would you rather have your doctor have taken more classes of medicine and know more about medicine and less about plate tectonics? I would rather have my doctor know more about medicine. I wouldn't care if he didn't take an earthquakes and volcanoes class in his college experience. Now, I know almost everybody who has attended college would agree with me, and especially employers would also agree with me. So I propose that we take petition to bring this and put this into place, that we go to colleges and we propose this program to them, which will lead to them being a leader among universities, a leader in change, and a leader in a brighter future. That employers will look to hire the students from the universities who are better prepared to enter the workplace.